good. How are you?
Doing well. So you got that big fight coming up against Ryan Quinn at Bellator 178. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a fight. It's a fight, and it's going to be on TV. So, no, man, I'm looking forward to it. Ryan Quinn's a tough dude. The BJJ black belt, solid wrestler, and looks like he likes to strike. So, I think those are all that's a good combination for a good fighter. And with my style and his style, looks like it's going to be a good fight.
I ain't gonna lie, you had me there for a second. I'm like, oh shoot, I got one of the fighters that just doesn't, talk about fighting. But yeah, because I've had that once or twice, and it's like, ooh, this is gonna be awkward next couple of minutes. But nah, speaking of,
I gotta go.
Exactly. But yeah, speaking of well-rounded and knowledgeable, you're known for being well-rounded. What do you attribute that to?
Just my training, obviously can't be the best at everything you do, but I do strive to be the best person in the room with whatever I'm doing. Whether I'm going with black belts or I'm doing the Muay Thai or I'm doing boxing, I always put myself with the better guys in the class, if not the best guys, and I push myself. And if I lose, I make adjustments and I learn, and I'm just always trying to learn.
Nice. How did you become the assassin?
One of my friends actually gave me that name. I didn't have the nickname before, and they're like, "Oh, you need a nickname, da-da-da." And at the time, I was fighting on my mouthpiece and just taking people out every fight. And he was like, "Dude, you're the assassin." And he's like, and he sent me the definition of the assassin. I think it's like something about a guy from like back in the day, back in the I think it was a Middle Eastern guy, because I am Middle Eastern, so I think it was like a Middle Eastern guy that would take out he was assassinating people for the king or something. So he was like, "Dude, it's perfect. It fits you." And da-da-da. And I was like, "Oh, I get the dead." So I kind of got stuck.
Cool. So you tend to be good at getting the finishes. Or is that something you're going into the fight looking for, or is that just opportunities that come up during the fight?
Obviously, it does come up, and I do look for it, because I know how hard I hit. I know when I sit down on my punches, I feel like I can knock anybody out. And especially with those little gloves, anybody obviously can knock anybody out. But I feel like, that's one of the things I do work on. I do work on throwing extremely hard punches in the gym. I do my bag work. I throw extremely hard, and I try to sit on my punches as much as I can. Whether I sit on them or not, I still throw hard, and I throw to hurt. And I know, in a fight, it just takes one punch. As you can see in my last fight, it didn't go my way, but it took one punch to finish me. And I know it can happen. So why go out there and, get beat up and get cut and get hurt and fight for 15 minutes when I could throw one punch and end the fight?
Speaking of that, coming off of 2 losses in a row, do you feel any extra pressure going into this match?
No. I put it behind me. I always fight, with my heart, and I always fight, to win. I never let that stuff get in my way. If I let that get in my way, most likely I'm walking into a loss. If I have that in the back of my head, just like if I had it in my head that I'm fighting at 170 and the guy's bigger than me, then I'm gonna go out there and I'm not gonna fight my fight. But if you watch all my fights, I still fight every guy the same way. Whether I'm coming off of a loss, or I'm coming off of a win, or I'm going up a weight class, or I'm going down a weight class, I still fight everybody the same, and I usually get pretty good results. Sometimes I'm at the shitty end of the stick, and sometimes I'm the better end of the stick. But as long as I know how to fight, as long as I fight the way I know how to fight, I'm looking for the win.
Very true.
Which should be good.
Yeah, in fighting, it's very important to stay true to your strategy, and so that makes sense. So, how was it like growing up, being a part of that large family?
It was cool. There's always something going on. There's so many of us. Somebody's always up to something. But we weren't always together, because my dad got divorced, and half of us went with my dad, half went with my mom. So, and then my dad started a new family, and then they got big again. So, I've had my ups and downs, growing up, and that's just stuff that I've put behind me. And I'm not going to dwell on the past, because that never does good for anybody. But we're all back, and we're all family, we're all friends, and everything's good now.
So what was your time like with being on The Ultimate Fighter? Do you feel that
You know what?
has that prepared you?
No, man. Honestly, it did. What I'll give to the Ultimate Fighter is it was a reality check for me. Because before going on that show, I would only train if I had a fight, and even then, I would train like an hour a day maybe. And I didn't really take it serious. I would, wait till like the last week or 2 weeks to really try to train, and I'd take like last minute. And then when the Ultimate Fighter came up, like I wasn't even training. I think I was like chilling, like doing nothing for like 2 months. I was just, trying to work side jobs and trying to make ends meet because I couldn't find a fight. And they called me and they said, hey, basically, you're going on the show. You don't need to do the interview. We're flying you out on this date. You want to do it? I was like, sure. So I trained for like, I think a month. And then went out there and I ended up losing. And I had in my head, I was like, man, every big show I've been in, I've lost. Because right before that, I had lost in Strike Force. Right before that, I had lost in Bellator. I fought in Bellator 10. And I lost that fight. And both fights were fights that I was winning. And I lost. And why? Because, I didn't really train for them. I got the call, maybe a month before, and I started training for the fight that month of. And then so after Ultimate Fighter, it was kind of like a reality check. Like, dude, do you want to do this, or do you want to fucking keep taking fights the last minute and then train just for the fight? And so I really, stepped up my training, and I really started really training hard. And then, everything after that, I signed with Bellator, and everything went from there.
So not that, that experience at the time was, good, but in hindsight, it sounds like it's really benefited your career and got you going the right direction.
It definitely did. Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely changed my outlook on training and myself, on, who I am as a person, and it really, made me step up my everything.
So what's your thoughts on the Pitbull Strauss 4?
It's obviously going to be a good fight because they always have good fights, but it's Pitbull and Strauss 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Strauss is a champ. He's been out for a while with his hand. I think they should have given somebody else. There's so many other featherweights in that division that are doing pretty good that they could have gave him. They would have given him a good fight. But it is what it is. Bellator made that decision to have that fight. It's going to be a good fight because every time they fight, it's a good fight. Then you can watch it over and over and over and over again. But it is their fourth fight.
Yeah, because I know at one point Pitbull was started to say that, hey, you need to get me some different fighters. But then after losing the title, of course, he's going to want a rematch. So, I agree with you. They have been fighting a lot, but I do see both sides where they're like, well, he does deserve the rematch, but you're right. You've got so many competitors. Heck, even in just this event where they got so many top featherweights at Bellator 178. So it's going to be a great event. How do you feel you're going to win this match against Ryan? And do you have how do you feel you're going to do it?
I always feel like I'm going to finish my opponent. Always, no matter who it is, whether they're lightweight or welterweight. I always feel like I'm going to go out there and finish them because that's always my game plan. Is to go out there and put them away. Is to go out there and land something hard, or if not, if I hit the ground, start attacking submissions. But like I said, I always feel that I'm going to put them away, and I think I'm going to put them away. And if I don't put them away, I'm gonna beat them every round. I'm gonna beat them every round till the bell.
If you could fight anybody, who would your dream match be?
I never really thought of that, to be honest. I think the dream match would probably just be a title fight because that's the most rewarding, no matter who you fight. I think the biggest name that I fought that I've known about was Cyborg. Other people would say different people, but to me it was Cyborg because he's an old school shootbox, fighter, and I follow him. These are like the old school dudes, and it's upweight class, and that was, to me that was like, oh man, I'm gonna fight Cyborg, Mm-hmm. But right now, if it would be somebody, to ask for it, just be a title fight because that's where you get the most recognition. Beating the name obviously it cements that in your record forever. But at the same time, so does the title. Winning the title cements you there forever as well. So I think it would just be a title fight, no matter against whoever has it.
So why do the fans need to tune into this big event, Bellator 178?
Because I'm fighting, and why not? I think every time I fight, I usually steal the show. I think if Bellator had bonuses, I think I was racked up with a shitload of bonuses.
Nice.
So, I'm fighting. If you guys want to see a really good fight, if you want to see me go out there and bite down on my mouthpiece and go out there and swing for the fences, you're gonna see that. You might not see it for 15 minutes straight, but you're gonna see me scrap. You're gonna see me wrestle. You're gonna see me attack submission, and you're gonna see me ground and pound, and you're gonna see me win. So if you want to see me get back on the winning streak, make sure you tune in, because you don't want to miss this. I'm coming. I'm gonna take this dude down. I'm gonna keep pushing forward after that.
Excellent. I was going to say, I'm excited about the fight. I think it's going to be a great one. Wish you the best with it. Should be hopefully the winner out of the two of you all will get the next title shot. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would. It'd definitely be nice.
Well, I want to thank you for your time and wish you the best.